Hashem, Be'ezer Hashem, we're going to start learning Inyan Bircot Hatorah, Halacha Aleph. This is based on Torah Lamed Vav. And he says like this. That's the cloud that every nefesh in Am Yisrael is rooted. That's the Torah Likutei. I'm just going over the Torah. It is rooted in 70 nefesh Bes Yaakov, in the 70 nefesh of Bes Yaakov. The 70 nefesh of Bes Yaakov are then rooted in the 70 facets of the Torah. And Zelo Mazeh Asa Elokim, the very same way that you have 70 nefesh Bes Yaakov, you have the 70 nations. And every nation, as we learned, has a midah b'fnei atzma, has their own specific expertise. It's a midah with which they are like gourmet more than anybody else. And it says, being that these midahs are very, very far, these bad midahs are very, very far from the shivim panim l'Torah. When a nefesh of Bes Yaakov, it enters, it is exiled under their hands. So it screams 70 voices. Like a yeledes that screams 70 voices before she gives birth. And this is, and the 70 voices correspond to the 70 words in the Mizmor of Tehillim of Yamcha. That without it she cannot give birth. This is the thing that sets her free. Obviously, you realize that even if she screams numerically less, voices, each one is comprised of a few. That's the cloud. Every nefesh of Bes Yaakov cannot have a revelation, cannot be revealed in Torah, in Avodah, unless it is attested first in the nefesh, in the ghost of the 70 nations, of the 70 bad midahs, the taivas. Cannot, unless it has to go through the gauntlet. It has to run the gauntlet of the taivas of the 70 nations. And then it screams for 70 voices, and this galus is b'chinas leila. That where, it is born into its galus of avodas Hashem. Then it's, but kodem is galus Hatorah, before there's this galus of Torah, then it's a state of pregnancy, of gestation. The Torah is ne'elam, you don't know it yet. It's like the anachias terastir. In other words, in the galus of the 70 bad midahs, of the 70 loshen, because the klipa comes before the fruit. The peel comes, the husk comes before the fruit. Anybody who wants to eat the fruit has to break the klipa first. That's why these galus, before these galus, the nefesh has to go through this kind of exile. In other words, to break those midahs, and then he was galus. So you should know that the close of the 70 nations of this, the overall taiva is taivas niyuf. And once you break this, you can very easily break all the other times. You get this done, and this is Moshe Rabbeinu. He is comprised of the Klal Galus Hatorah. Moshe Rabbeinu represents the revelation of the Torah figuratively, which is the das, because the Torah is called Reshis Das. It's also Moshe Rabbeinu. The words Moshe Rabbeinu, Gematria Taryag. It's close to Torah. That's why he had to be completely, away from this taiva. And this is Ataku Avodi Modi. He was Perish Min Ha'isha. He was, and Dafka Bilam. There was, corresponding to Moshe was the parallel to Moshe Rabbeinu in the Klipa. He was Dafka, was Dafka into this taiva more than anything else. And the Osis Bilam is also in the Klipa because the Bilam is Beis Lamed Ayin Mem, Beis is the beginning of the Torah, the Lamed is the end of the Torah, Mikol Yisrael, and the Ayin corresponds to the 70 facets of the Torah, and the Mem corresponds to the 40 days, with which the Torah was given, because he was in the Klipa. That's why he was Dafka steepened at that time more than anybody else. And Yosef, before had his galus in the Torah, Ayin Chochma and Bina, his Reshis Chochma, that's the Torah. Before he had his galus, he had to go through a nisoyan with the wife of Potiphar, and after with that particular thing. And by withstanding the nisoyan, and not falling, was zoichet to his galus. And that's what Chazal says. Achel avchem. This is minus. This is niyuf. And that's why when we say Krishma, the first pasuk of Krishma, you have to close your eyes. Because it says, don't follow your eyes. Follow eyes. The eyes is this particular type. Krishma, you have to close the eyes. Because it's the Malchus, the Emunah, is a beautiful maiden that has no eyes. Because the tikkun of the thoughts of fantasies in that particular area is the person should say Shema and Baruch Shem. This type of sniuf, it comes because of the blood is spiritually impure. In other words, it comes in from the spiritual essence of the spleen. That all the Averim, besides the physical essence of them, they have a spiritual essence. All the Eastern medicine is based on that. So it's the spiritual essence of the spleen. This is Shifcha Bisha. This is that Klipa Lamed Yud Lamed Yud Tav. This is the mother of the Erev Rav. Malchas HaRishon. Mechuzah Dishmaya is the Gvirta. Mechuzah Dishmaya is the lady, Yisheras Hashem. This is Yam Shel Shloimeh that stands on 12 bakar, 12 cattle, which represents the 12 shvatim of Am Yisrael. And when a person is mekabel himself Om Malchus Shamayim with his psukim, what he does is he includes his nefesh in the 12 shvatim of Am Yisrael. And what he does, he separates, he extricates his nefesh from the shifcha, or the isha zoyna, from the klipa. When you say, that's the type, and if a person does not try to do that, he does not try to extricate himself from that, this constitutes a level where shifcha tirosh gvirto, where the maiden yashams the mistress. Because these two psukim, it says, and these psukim, so I just want to sort of like, here. They have 12 words, can they have 12 shiftei kah, and they have 49 letters. 25 and 24, can they get memtes letters that constitute the name of the Shvatim? If you count it, the Shvatim is 49. And this is only when a person has a thought, stam alma every once in a while. But if a person is used to this, is something that he deals with constantly, he has to also shed tears when he's saying Kriyat Shema. Just that this is not enough. It says, and when a person comes as Galus Hatorah, then that makes a revelation of new neshamas. And when the tzaddik, that's why when the tzaddik is Megalat Hatorah, basically he gives birth to new neshamas, to each one who is hearing the Torah according to his bechina. So let's try to see here where we can see the the entire the entire Torah summarized in such a way that so we say like this. We say that a person, before he counts his galus in the Torah, he has to be tried, he has to go through the type of the 70 mitzvahs, the type of Shiva Moshe. He has to scream the Kodesh Baruch Hu 70 voices. And this is how he's able to break the temptation of these 70 nations. Then he's on it is galus b'Torah. Now we also said that the totality of all the taivas of the 70 nations is taivas niyuf. Taivas niyuf is B'chinas Einayim. The eye sees, the heart wants, the heart comments. And this is Ayin, Dafka Ayin, because it Ayin is 70. Ayin because it combines all the taivas of all the nations. And we said that when a person reads Kriyat Shema, he separates himself from Tavis Niyaf. Now he says how. Just a second. I'm not really. I wish I had here the Kitzur Likutei Maran, it would sort of like make things a lot easier. And he says, when the tzaddik reveals Torah, it becomes new neshamas. Oh, maybe. And now the thing is that when a person, when he hears the Torah of the tzaddik, the way he receives the Torah, determines what comes out of the Torah. Ki yeshol darkei Hashem, the ways of Hashem are straight. Tzaddikim yilchu bam, tzaddikim, live in them, and tzaddikim reshoim never yikosh bam. He says because the Rebbe says like this is a klal gadol that it's not possible for any person to really understand anything in the of the tzaddik if he didn't rectify his Osbush Kodesh first. He says if you Mekadosh, you're Misaken Osbush Kodesh, then you can understand the of the tzaddik, because the Siluka, the Solar Abba V'Ima, the ascension of the sphere Sayesod, you just speak in Abyss, until Chochmah and Bina, until Abba Ve'ima, all the way up to the Ein Sof. So when a person is Masakin Bris Kodesh properly, then he can understand the Dibur of the Tzaddik. And so Mimela, commensurately to the level of every single person, this is how his Asog is. Because it's a Klal Godol, from the Elyon, the bad and the good, it comes out neutral from the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Then it is, it congeals according to the Keli, according to the way that you hear it. A person that hears, if the person himself is bad, then the light, he'll find after in the Torah something that will help him, be even worse. It all depends according to the Makabah. It's a big nace of Bilam that he says, because the sphere of the Chochmah, where everything is still closed, the vow, the Hebrew vow that belongs to the Chochmah is comets. We show comets, fisted, like closed. The Bina is Pasach, because it opens up the comments. Pasach, it opens. And the Das, the Nigos is Tzeirah, it's actually Yitzira. It's already formed. This is where it gets its form. So Chochma, it is Kamutz, it is fisted. Bina, it opens, it's Pasach. And Das is Tzeri, then it becomes Yitzura, it gets formed. So Bilam says he wanted to form the light that comes from above according to his keli, which is Tumadik. So he says, Hinet Borach Lakachti, I took the Borach with the comments from the Chochmah when it was closed. Uveirech Velo Shivena, and what did I see? It's already Veirech, it's already Mitsuya, it's already formed. I couldn't form it according to my keli. That's what Bilam said. You know, so to be a klala. And he says this particular Torah is the sort of Kavanas Kiddush. That is what Hashem will say. And this is what I'm not. No, just a second. Wait, whoa, we just started. And Nosson repeats it. Halacha Aleph, at the very beginning. הכלל שכל אחד מישראל צריך להתנסות ולהצטער בגלות השבעים אומים. Every Jew has to go through the trial of the 70 nations. I was saying that Titus, Kodem Shishlos goes with her before he has a revelation in the Torah. By Ikari Titus Niyuf, and the main thing is Titus Niyuf, which constitutes the Ra Koilo, that's the overriding Ra of all the 70 nations. And you have to go through, be tried with this type of first. And when you are Zoichet, and you withstand the Nisayon to break this taiva, then you are Zoichet to Skalas B'Torah. And that also brings about new Neshamas, Neshamas Chadoshes. Everyone receives the Torah according to his keli, according to his vessel, the way that your moach interprets what you hear. And the way that the brain actually receives it, as you are zoicha to shmiras habris, this is how you interpret the light. From the mouth of the only thing that comes out is a neutral light. It's a simple light. Each one, congeals the light, perceives the light, understands the light according to his own bechina. And you put v'samtem zocho nasal sanchaim lo zocho shemirachem can be the opposite. If a person is fortunate that the same Torah becomes for him, a portion of life, and if not, shemirachem the happen. I took a vorech with a comet, and lo and behold, it's already with a tzeir, it's already mitzvir, it's already formed. I can't. It says that this is also, we spoke about it also, Ilchas Pesach Halacha Hey and Sham Eter. And he says, this constitutes the bracha of the Torah. You have to make a bracha on the Torah every single day. Why? So the light of the Torah that comes down should form as a bracha. If you're zoicha, you turn it into samchaim. As the Torah has, it's a double-edged sword. It can be formed either way. If you are fortunate, if you're meritorious, it becomes a portion of life. That's why you have to make a bracha on the Torah. Why should you make a bracha on the Torah? Just learn Torah. Why you have to make a bracha a pre-Torah? The bracha is pre-Torah. You have to make a bracha on the Torah. Why? So that you can draw down the light of Torah, which is P'chinas Or Pashut. This is a neutral light, Kiviyachol, and form it in such a way that it will constitute a bracha. That has chosen us from all the nations and gave us the Torah. That we mention in this particular bracha the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has chosen and has picked us from all the nations. In other words, that He chose us and took us out from them, and not from their midas for us, from their bad midas, as it says in the Torah, from their bad titles. And Dafka, through this, that He chose us from another nation, Kemcha Israel, Am Yisrael, the Kulam Tzadikim, the all Shem Bris, at least about the fact that they all go through the Bris Milah. This makes us chosen from all the nations, from all the 70 nations and all the big bad titles, and especially from the overriding taiva of Taivas, that combines all the nations. And they say, and Dafka, by the fact that Kodesh Baruch Hu picked us out from all the nations, He gave us His Torah. The making of the Torah is Dafka through that we are the chosen from all the nation. This is how you break and you defeat the overall taiva, the overriding taiva. This is the overall. This is the klolius, the totality of all the 70 nations. They say Dafka. With this, He gave us the Torah. That's bracha. That it's considered the bracha. That's Sam Chaim. Until here for today.